You're listening to Studio 57 Radio, your home for underground hip-hop, rap, and R&B. Studio 57 Radio.
Oh no! Oh no! What time is it now? It's very much that time. I hope you guys are ready. Plenty to talk about in this crazy sports world we're in. Get away from the politics. Get away from the douchebaggery of your co-workers and the assholes you cannot stand, and come hang out with the assholes you can stand. Yes! Another episode of DSR2. 2 weeks of the NFL in the books, and oh, what is that? Corona outbreaks in college football? What a fucking surprise. That and a whole lot more on this crazy, action-packed episode of DSR2. So without further ado, let's do the do that we do at DSR2. I am Scrappy, and here is your host, Johnny the Moose.
Hey, we are back here for another edition of DSR2 on the first Wednesday of fall, in name only, because it still feels like summer outside, at least till next week, and then we'll bypass fall and go right to winter.
Oh, I'm telling you.
So we got lots here to talk about. We got the NFL action going on there. The NFL will keep continuing going until everybody else is hurt, and then I guess we'll just have to call it a day. So we got NHL Stanley Cup Finals going on here. Tied 1-1. Game 3 tonight. We also have the Eastern Conference and Western Conference NBA Finals going on as well. Boston is playing Miami later this evening. They're down 1-2, and then the Lakers and the Nuggets are also at Lakers up 2-1 on there. Don't go up 3-1 again. You don't want to do it. Just go 2-2.
Yes,
and that way you got a chance to win. Because you go up 3-1, you're gonna lose.
You're gonna lose. Yeah, that's the way it seems to be going. Holy comeback, kids.
2-2, win in 6, because you don't want a game 7.
Yeah, well, you definitely don't want a game 7. But I don't know how long they can continue to do that stuff. I mean, let's be realistic. I mean, they're doing this the hard way. That's a fact. They're definitely not taking the path of least resistance when it comes to getting to the. So I don't know how long Denver can continue to do that, but it's been impressive, and it would be, it's fun.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say. I mean, it is fun to watch.
It was definitely fun to watch on there, so we'll get into that. Also, we got I guess Friday is the last day of the MLB baseball.
Really?
Or no, Sunday. Sunday, the 27th. It's the last day of the regular season, and they go into the playoffs. No Detroit Tigers in the playoffs. That's not really a shocker. And then Ron Geisenheimer retired health reasons.
That's crazy. Crazy.
He's battling food poisoning. It just could. The effects from it was just wreaking havoc on him. So he's like, you know what? I'll just call it a day now.
All right.
And go from there on there with it. So we'll see who the Tigers are going to respond with on hiring a new manager. All I know is one person I don't expect to see is Brad Osmus. On the short list.
Yeah, I would hope not.
Better not be. All I care is on that one is AJ Hinch. Who cares? Who cares about cheating? Win. Entertain me.
Yeah, well, we talk about it all the time, Moose. It's like, I don't even care if I'm going to get in it. That's why I always laugh at everybody that gets all bent out of shape about these athletes and whatever they do. It's like, come on, man. Like, that's all you want, right? Like, let's be real. You're just a straight up entertain me. That's all that really matters.
Entertain me and win. I don't care.
Right. So, like, to me, it's like, I'll take it to that extent. Now, I don't want them to not have a voice, and I don't want them to whatever, but I mean, like, that's why I don't care about that shit, because I just want them to entertain me, and yes. I don't care what they think about whatever they got going on. So
again, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
I think there is an extent, but I mean, tell the Houston Astros that.
They still got a title.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they got a title.
They didn't give back the ring.
Nope, they sure didn't.
They didn't give back the trophy.
Nope. MLB, do shit right, have integrity, get the fuck out of here.
That's right.
We've been talking about it.
You can think all you want, and all you do is flash from the ring. I got a ring.
The MLB has had integrity since 1918.
Well, I don't even know
If
I
then,
could even
well,
go
not
back
even then, because you never had any African American players
until 1947.
Yeah, so it's like, God.
Actually, they did, but he said he was an Indian. Then they found out he's black and about that.
That's messed up.
That is messed up on there. So, also we got again 2020's freaking still strikes on there. We lose Gale Sayers today and Joe Laurinaitis, aka known as Animal. I love you, Brian Piccolo.
2020 can fucking end right now. Can we just drop the ball, have the party, and just be done with it already? Because I think we all need a party already.
Right.
We're 3/4 of the way through the year, and we're all ready to fucking tap out.
Yes.
I'm done. The world of sports. It's our way to get away, and then there's not even always
meteor the size of a fridge or VW bus to hit us. Fuck it.
At this point, it's fuck. What else could go wrong? But gosh.
Gale Sayers, who was Barry before Barry.
Yeah.
That's close as I could. I think Ed Werder said that on there. I'm thinking, that's about the best thing you can say is he was Barry before Barry.
Yep.
He could run and stop on a dime and switch and shift and boom.
Yep.
Problem he had bad knees and Barry didn't.
Right. Canada Mike checking in again. Thanks, Canada Mike. R.I.P. Tigers. We'll get them next year. If you mean we'll lose more games, right? Tigers are bad. Goodbye. But the Dodgers are in, so he's
Dodgers
a
in.
He's a Dodgers,
I guess
Dodgers
basically
fan.
it's going to be Dodgers, Oakland, possibly on there, maybe Tampa. But, dude, unless the Dodgers absolutely collapse or basically just tank in the playoffs, I don't see anybody beating them. They're by far the best team out there.
Right.
They got the best pitching. They got the best hitting. They got the best field. They're just loaded. They are so freaking loaded. It's unreal. But again, it's a playoffs, so anything can happen on there. So we've seen that in the past. But that'd be finally the year for them to win it again. And since 1988.
So it's been a crazy week for me, catching all these sports. We're not used to having all these sports all at once. It feels like...
Tell me about it.
It's so nuts. So it's been hard catching up with all of it. And I think baseball, of all of the sports, has kind of gone by the wayside, and even a little bit of college football, because...
I haven't even paid attention to college football at all.
Right. Look at the matchups they're putting out, going on with all that. And we'll get into some of that today as we're doing the whip around, guys. Thanks for... chiming in and hanging out with us here. Studio 57 Radio across all medias. We're on Spreaker, Stitcher, Twitch, YouTube, the whole nine, Facebook. Come hang with us. Get in on the conversation there or on our text line. I'll give you that here in a second. But, Moose, I think it's just hard to keep up with a lot of that stuff. I'm all in on football, and I'm all in on basketball.
Did you see what Fox Sports did?
What did they do?
Because the TV contract's coming up. They're offering the NFL ridiculous money.
Really?
$2 billion per year.
What? How many games is that? Is there a primetime slot?
Well, they'll be getting a Thursday night game from here out.
Okay.
And obviously they get the play. But
so you gotta give me more than just a Thursday game, though. You gotta give me some Sunday games. Right. Well, Fox has Sunday games, right, during the day.
Yeah,
it'd be all the same. It's the same company. Wow, that's crazy. How do they pay all that money? I know they're not getting return on all that WWE shit that they fucking paid all that money for. They let UFC go to ESPN. They're not in on any NBA. There's no NBA on Fox.
Yeah, this came out 2 days ago. Fox is willing to pay $2 billion a year for an NFL package.
Wow. I wonder what that package would have to look like. Well, it's one big package out there.
So all those people saying, I'm not watching under. It don't matter.
Dude, you know what? And I call bullshit. Because if you ain't watching, then this money ain't getting spent.
Right.
Let's be real. I call bullshit. Numbers aren't what they're a fluid situation. They're up and down. Election years, they're always down. When you have this pandemic and all this crazy shit, they're always down. They're going to be down. When they compete with every sport that's playing all the time on weird channels at weird fucking times, you've got fucking baseball, tennis, football, hockey, basketball, college sports. I mean, what the fuck? Like, you can't even... I just got done saying I can't keep up with this shit, and some stuff's going by the wayside. So, yeah, naturally, some shit's going to suffer. But don't tell me people ain't fucking watching. Yeah. They wouldn't be able to sell the advertising dollars. They wouldn't be able to get the advertising dollars to cover that.
And they crap, oh, well, look at the Nielsen ratings. We don't watch it on regular TV anymore.
The Nielsen ratings don't mean much anymore.
No.
They really don't, because they don't account for streaming service. They don't account for, now in live don't get as much, but they don't account for, like, DVR and all that stuff.
No.
So you're not, if you don't watch something within, a certain amount of time, it doesn't,
I mean, come on, you got the app now on there. You can watch it from your phone, your tablet, wherever you go.
Yahoo's got all the primetime games and all your local games.
Right.
So, like, I'm watching
I'm
the games
outside
on my phone.
barbecuing. I'm like, hey, good. I just got the phone. Bam. Oh, yeah, we'll eat outside. Bam. What's that? Nothing.
You got the NFL network. You got the NFL app, the network app, and you can just, watch Red Zone on your tablet or your phone, wherever you're at. Like, there's a million and one ways to intake sports. It's not all about the Nielsen ratings. It don't account for a lot of that kind of stuff. So, me, that's kind of a flawed argument, but, whatever. I just want my sports, and I'm okay. So football is gonna be number one, and if they want to spend $2 fucking bazillion to give me games, I don't care.
No,
I don't care. I want someone to take over ESPN's fucking. I'm so sick of ESPN covering any sport. It's horrible.
It's terrible.
It's just so bad. I mean, TNT's got the NBA on point.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And everybody else does the NFL fine. But ESPN just the bet. Everything they touch is garbage. They don't take care of their talent. I just can't do it anymore. Now, we were talking about a pre-show. The Monday night games, the team in the booth is a little bit better this year.
But then again, how could it get any worse?
I mean, I was about to say, dude, there's nowhere to go but fucking up, right? Shit. I was like Dennis Miller back.
Yeah. I'm not going to hate to say it, but the weak link is Steve Levy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Gracie Lee's game, at least I didn't watch it because he did the second game on there, but I'm like, okay, he's not bad there. And I like Riddick on there. I really like him on there with it. But, Levy's the weak link. And again, it wasn't bad.
No.
It wasn't terrible. It wasn't great. It wasn't bad. It was like, okay. Because last year, I was like, oh, my God, I can't handle this.
Oh, it was so bad.
Just Booger with that jacked up finger and...
oh, God, Booger McFarlane and the goddamn tree blind. What the f*** is that all about? Why the fuck do we got him, like, boomed out over, like, Tom's drum kit in fucking 1994, fucking spinning around above the fucking crowd, kickstart my motherfucking heart with his crass booger finger.
Yeah.
I mean...
So, but yeah, and then the game so bad on Monday night with the Raiders and the one thing is I really didn't get to see much of this damn stadium because I was kind of curious on what that new Raiders stadium. And
you know what I don't understand?
You know what? I wasn't impressed from what I saw. I'm like, $2 billion and this is it? I mean,
well, to me, they didn't show anything. Like, what I didn't understand is, I get that you don't have the fanfare for the new stadium because you can't fucking have anybody in it. But why wouldn't you do a virtual tour? Like, do a fucking...
NBC did one of the SoFi stadium in L.A. They did that virtual tour.
Yeah, do like a whole vignette.
That stadium's dope. Yeah, it's $5 billion, but man, that was pretty dope.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you do this great vignette that shows all the great cool things about the new stadium and takes you through it, and maybe you got some drone shots of the outside too, and you kind of pan around that fucker, and you can see everything, and you can see the inside, the outside. You know they're gonna have like little clubs and bars and fucking whatever in that fucking place and all that. Why couldn't you do a whole thing for your fan base like that, since you can't have them there? And it's been a debacle up to this point.
Right.
Like, well, how hard was that? And then even if the club doesn't want to do it, like, why doesn't the fucking TV production say, let's do a little something?
Well, I think the Raiders as a whole on there, when they basically, for the season ticket holders on there, they send them a box with their season tickets. And then each box, also each on there, had a little miniature of the stadium, little model of but it was the outside.
Was it full of cocaine?
Well, that's
because I mean, you pay a lot of money and you get fucked.
Well, they wouldn't tell us on there, but I'm expecting is that top pop off and there's all this coke in there.
Yeah, and there's got to be something in there. If it's not full of like diamonds, then at least you have at some point in time. I'm guessing you're probably have to be under some kind of drug to watch this team, but they are playing well in the first couple of weeks of the season, so.
Much better than our Lions.
That team, if you're a Lions
fan, I would say the only two teams I can believe it or not, the Lions are like 29th worst on there. I can't believe that they were high. Basically they were only 29th on
right.
The two teams I've seen so far that are maybe just as bad or worse on there has to be Minnesota and the Jets.
Yep.
Jets week one, the start week one, they look terrible.
Oh my gosh.
And Minnesota looks
bad.
terrible. I mean, what the hell? Dude, I know Cousins not great, but you got Dalvin Cook. Feed him the frickin' ball 20 times a game.
I'm telling you. Text line 313-307-5340. Hey, baby, it's your ship. We're just guiding it. Whatever you want to talk about, get in on the conversation. We would love to hear from you. All right, Moose, we've been all over the place on the whip around. Where are we starting?
We're going with NFL action on there.
All right.
And again, if you're a 49er on there, well,
holy
sorry,
fucking mash you.
Thanks for playing, and here's the home game.
Shit. I mean, I fucking turned on the graphic, and they show the injury list this week is insane. But it was all Niners at first. I'm like, there's like 4 Niners on that list, and there must have been fucking 12 people on there between like 4 teams or something.
7 ACL injuries.
That's insane.
On there, which is like they think the most in like 20-something years. I don't know how many soft tissue injuries on there. But yeah, if you're a 49er fan and you say, oh yeah, this year on there, well, thanks for playing.
Yeah, nope, bye.
On there. You lose Nick Bosa, Solomon Thomas, both with torn ACLs. Ankle injury. Raheem Mostert's got a knee injury. And Tevin Coleman has also got another injury, but he's expected to miss multiple weeks on there. And again, they still won.
Yeah, but that ain't going to keep happening.
No.
I mean, how long can you keep that up with that kind of attrition? You definitely lost the war of attrition on this one.
Because they played the Jets.
I guess that's, yeah.
There's the plus. They played the Jets. They played that, Mostert gets knocked out, played the game, 80-yard touchdown run, and all of a sudden he ends up with getting knocked out early with end up with 8 carries for 92 yards on there. But Garoppolo got hurt late in the game on there, and again,
well, he got injured too.
Yeah, Garoppolo's out. He may miss this week on there, but then he used receivers that are injured. Kittle may not play again this week.
Oh yeah, Niners fans, just call it a wrap. Find you something else to do
on there.
Oh my goodness.
So
I mean, you're supposed to have a promising year this year.
They were
supposed to.
But yeah, you lose Bosa and Solomon Thomas on that defensive line. They actually signed Ziggy Ansah on there off the street to play on there.
That tells you something.
Giants basically on there. They lose Sterling Sharp with a toe injury, and then you lose Saquon Barkley with a blown ACL on that. Tyrod Taylor ended up missing the game. Why? Right. Because his doctor punctured his lung with an injection.
That's fucked up.
First, it was supposed to be he had a re-aggravated, and then they find out is the doctor punctured the lung on that. So that we got to see Justin Herbert, who actually played pretty good in his first game, 300-yard game on there, picking that. But again, still played pretty good. Took Kansas City down the wire. But the problem is when Kansas City got the ball back with 2 minutes and 30 seconds, I knew they were going to score at least a field goal. You knew they were at least scoring a field goal. Everybody in America knew they were going to at least score a field goal on it, go to overtime, or win the damn thing outright.
Right.
And then when they got the ball back in the overtime, you knew they were going to win that game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I cared. Get a foul. And even though he kicked a 53-yarder, they move him back on there. So he kicks a 58. Nope, we called the timeout. He looked at him like, you motherfucker, fine. Bam. Here's the next one right down the pipe. Probably would have been good from 70.
the Chiefs, if the Chiefs can manage their salary or whatever, they're going to be the new Patriots, right? Because
you have the most.
It's just amazing what you're seeing right now with this team just the transformation, So it's one of them things, man. I like it because I think we're going through that. We're going to have a bunch or transition years. We're a bunch of these good new young quarterbacks.
Oh yeah.
So it's nice watching it unfold. And Kansas City Chiefs fans, you guys got them to having fun for a long time.
You're going to see that transition on it with us
because if we got Mahomes, he would tragically crash and burn like everybody else that ever came to Detroit.
Because he went to the right organization with the right head coach.
Exactly.
Sat a year, got his chance on there, and the coaches go for it.
Well, and what do you think happened to the GOAT? I mean, what do you think happened to all these guys that excel and become, the best at their position? They end up in the right place with the right system, the right. We talk about it all the time. So
Brady wasn't Brady when he first took over, which was again 20 years ago or 19 years ago, like this weekend.
Right.
They took
you're right,
Drew Brees.
but it didn't, and he fumbled
power running game, but then kind of just he's smarter than anybody. I mean, it's all between the ears and with everything. Right. It's a perfect system with it on there. And then we're seeing what the Patriots are doing. Looks like Belichick. I mean, Cam looked pretty good there Sunday, except for the end. But again, I don't blame that on it. But they're not crash and burn this year because I think they're pretty decent.
No, I don't think they will. I think they'll crash and burn. It's just, how good are they going to be? They're obviously not going to live up to what Boston.
The way Buffalo's playing, I think they're going to. Yeah, they're not going to win. Freaking Josh Allen has a huge step up.
He has. It's a little early yet. And see, this is a little worried, right? Because some cats look really good. Others look really bad. So how bad are some of the teams when it practices and OTAs, everything being cut, they're not being able to get shit together. And teams that have guys that have been together for a while, they're running the same system, they know what's going on, so they're coming out of here at an advantage, and they're beating these teams that haven't worked kinks out. What's going to happen when we get to the second half of the season and these teams have worked things out by then? What are we going to see there? Because I think we're kind of having that right now. I believe that there's an 0-2 team out there that will make the playoffs.
There could possibly be, but hopefully it's not lying.
No, it's not going to be. They're not going to win.
You look at Josh is actually passing better on there, but we'll see what happens. And again, we look at it's like Seattle. He's letting Russ bus.
Dude, we've been screaming for it for years.
We
were never really.
You know his completion percentage for the first two games?
I don't know, something stupid.
83%.
Yeah, that's insane. That's insane.
I mean, we're talking about it, like nobody throws a prettier long ball than Russell Wilson on there. And lo and behold, that same damn play, like Russ goes, I hear ya.
Oh, you mean like this? Yeah.
That 47-yarder to DK Metcalf where he just put that ball right in there. Yeah. And there was good coverage on there. Gilmore's ball just went. Boop.
Yep. You know what the problem is? This is what bothers me. He is such a goof and such like a dork. Over the top goofy.
Pete Carroll?
No, fucking Russ. He's
both of them.
He's over the top goofy, dorky, geeky, and that motherfucker he should not be able to play football this well, let alone being a MLB prospect on top of it all.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy is a sick athlete, and he is the biggest goofy you ever could meet. Yeah. Remember that unlimited bullshit video he did with his girlfriend back in the day? Oh my God. I can't believe that guy lived it down, but flinging shit he did last week is why. Yeah. I mean, that guy, and that's what you're not seeing for a while there with a lot of these quarterback picks over the last 8 or 10 years is that flick of the wrist, that ability to square up your shoulders and pass move, reading defenses, going through your check downs, making things happen, making your other guys players better. You only see that from the quarterbacks that have been around a lot. Of course, Russ is one of those now, but I'm hoping we're
seeing it now with Mahomes.
I'm hoping we'll start seeing it with some more. Burrow's. Cincinnati's been a dumpster fire, but there's Cincinnati. He looks good, to be honest. I mean, it's just he's got nothing to work with, and he's a fucking rookie. What do you want from him?
Right.
So I'm hoping that we're going to see, like I said, that big quarterback change where you're going to see a crop of really good quarterbacks come up. But Russ doing Russ is what we've been calling for the last couple years.
And now he's
You know, and I mean, I know that he got picked off, but in that Super Bowl and all that. But that was, to me, that's a Pete Carroll, because you don't call that play there when you beast mode's been crushing them all.
Right, they can stop him.
And they could. There's no way they're to stop him there.
No.
And so the fact, you know, and didn't you have 2 downs to do it anyway?
Yes.
So you were getting a yard.
You did it on 2nd down.
So you could have gone on 4th down if necessary.
Try to beat it in the room.
And and they've seen that a million times because somebody jumped the route. So it had nothing to do with run or anything else. So
It didn't have to do anything with Matt Patricia's defense. Malcolm Butler knew exactly.
yeah, yep, he knew what it was and he jumped it. Yep, bang. And if he missed it and was wrong, they would have lost that Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Because
Right.
So it was one of those. So to me, it's Russ. Being Russ is what you need, and so they're finally doing it.
Yeah, because they
And
lost Bruce Irvin, and they lost their backup safety, too. In that game, they're done for the year as well.
But, I wonder how much of him taking over as that leadership and that guy and all that stuff, kind of had to happen after the Legion of Boom kind of
I think that was
broke up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it really was just basically as a progression on there. He sees now that they don't have the talent in the second in the Legion of Boom that they had, and okay, well now it's me. We're gonna win with offense.
Right. Well, yeah, it felt like it was there was like a lot of talent there on the defense and all that. So I was kind of.
And I admit I was wrong on DK. I thought he was gonna be a bust.
All right.
Because I'm like, oh, he's choked in that. I'm like, dude, and the guy can flat out play on that. The way what he did last year, doing this year now, you got him and Tyler Lockett. Go, Jesus. What the hell?
Right.
And Russ is just being Russ.
Let
Russ be Russ.
Yeah, let him cook, baby. Let him cook.
I think Panthers lose Christian McCaffrey a month on there with an ankle injury. Colts end up losing Paris Campbell with a MCL injury. Then they lose Malik Hooker tore his Achilles. He's done for the year. I think they end up winning on there, beat Minnesota because Minnesota is just terrible.
Terrible.
They are terrible.
Just terrible.
Oh my God, they're just god awful. They lose their offensive coordinator. Stefanski goes to Cleveland to become the head coach. So they basically were. And again, what the hell they're doing? I don't know what they're doing on offense, and their defense can't stop anybody.
No.
I mean, Jonathan Taylor took off on there with over 100 yards on there. And again, now he's going to be the primary back there with Indianapolis with Marlon Mack out for the year. And but what the hell? You got Dalvin Cook. You just run the damn ball.
Right. No.
Dude had 5 carries to the 4th quarter.
Yeah.
What the hell's wrong with you? Jesus Christ, dude. The guy was like 2nd in the league in rushing last year. And you just,
And the running game's coming back, right? I know everybody talks about like it's a passing league and all that stuff, but like they've proven that you can just flip the script and run the ball.
Fucking ask the Lions. Aaron Jones is still running on
right
on there in their dream.
Well, Lions can't stop anybody.
They can't stop anybody anywhere in that.
They couldn't stop me and you, Moose. That's pretty bad. I'm not sure how many routes you're running, and if I get hit by an NFL player, I might just break in half.
I can't run routes anymore. Like me, I could still probably be a pretty short yardage back. I'll be the vulture man coming in for his goal line. Oh, touchdown. I'll be like the Johnson, Icky Woods.
Right. Oh my goodness. Gosh. Well, it's a little watch it with us time. We got some NBA action, don't we?
And then we don't even know who's going to be the Rams running back because Akers is hurt, Mac Brown is hurt. It looks like Darrell Henderson maybe. On that one, Broncos lose Drew Lock with a shoulder injury. And then, of course, Cortland Sutton blows out his knee with a torn ACL. Anthony Barr from the Vikings tears his pectoral muscle, done for the year. Bruce Irvin torn ACL. There was 7 torn ACLs this week in week 2.
Holy crap, man.
And again, all the soft tissue injuries with it, and people say, well, we got rid of preseason and we got rid of it. Well, here's what's going to happen. Yeah. We got rid of the preseason. You didn't have the OTAs on there. These guys, mid-shape, they're not in football shape.
Nope. They sure aren't. We talked about it, Moose. There's a difference between being in shape and football shape.
Right.
So, and
Jeffrey Alcuna looks to be a bust, at least in week 2.
Now, this is the problem with the whole Okuda thing. Like,
He was put into a situation he was ready for.
you put an island and expect him not to get picked on when he's a fucking rookie.
Right.
Then why the fuck did you pick this guy number 3 overall any fucking way?
Well, first of all, I don't take a corner at number 3.
That's what I'm saying. So now the expectations are astronomical. So he's out there thinking he's got to play like this crazy game and do all this crazy. Dude, he's going to get burned more. He's not. I mean, think about it, right? Like, if you had a quarterback, you ideally want him to sit and learn, then go out and take his lumps. And then maybe in his 3rd year or his 4th year, he's a viable. Now, what do you think's going to happen if you throw a guy out there in the fire right away? He's going to fall on his face.
Right, especially against Green Bay with Devontae Adams.
So if he's going to take every team's best receiver, then he's going to get smoked.
Right.
Like you're going to see a lot of this season. The key is when he gets smoked or he gets burned, does he recover from that? Does he learn the next time and not get burned the same way?
Right.
Like if he does that, then next year, the year after, you might have something going. But what do you expect him to come out and be, Revis, like off the rip? I mean, you're putting
Revis wasn't Revis his rookie year either.
That's what I'm saying.
Dion was not Dion his rookie. Yeah, he had a lot of picks, but he also got burnt a lot.
Right.
Remember with the Falcons?
Well, that was kind of a knock on him anyway, right? He would go for the pick a lot and get burnt for it.
Right.
And it wasn't until later that he kind of learned that happy medium of when he should be jumping routes and all that other shit.
Remember when they used to play the Niners and Jerry Rice was eating him alive?
Right. So, I mean, I don't want to call Okuda a bust now, but, dude, he was never, if you're going to look at him as the 3rd overall pick, he's probably always going to been a bust. Right. Because how do you pick a fucking corner at 3?
Right.
I mean, unless this guy is just undeniable, it doesn't make any sense to me. You trade out of that.
He hasn't even picked number 3.
That's what I'm saying. I can't think of any situation
maybe he should
where
have
you
been on it. Yeah, well,
the
Packers should have taken Tony Marich.
Well, then there's that. Man, I just don't know.
But we said as Joe Burrow's look good on there. It's 316 yards, three touchdowns, only 1 pick on her. Wind it 61 times in his 2nd game.
That's nuts, dude. That's way too much. That's way too much, man.
He has no offensive line. Yeah, Mixon's okay, but he's not great. A.J. Green is like 170 years old.
Well, that makes it even worse, right? Offensive line is struggling. You can't have them in pass protection 65 fucking plays a game, right. 60 plays a game. That's insane. Yeah, I mean, you're asking for trouble. And then with a rookie quarterback back there, like I said, he looks like he's got it, and he looks like all of that stuff. Like, he can play, he can ball, but they're not going to give him any opportunities here. He's going to have to take them, and that's a hard ask.
I mean, yeah,
that's a hard ask.
They lost a guy. There was a tight game against Cleveland on there. Cleveland was factors. They ran for like 225 yards. I mean, 124, and I think.
Well, that's what you got.
Hunt had 90. I mean, that was the kiss. Run those 2 guys back. Fine. Your defense is beat to hell.
Right.
When you guys running at you and running it over you.
Right.
So. With that, again, I don't think Cleveland's all that great on there. But if Cleveland's going to win, this is how they're going to have to win. Yeah, let Mayfield only for 200 to 250 yards, and you run the ball and run for 150 to 250 yards.
Right.
Give him a steady Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, give him a steady dose of the Chubb. Okay.
Texans are terrible. Deshaun Watson should have just said, fuck that. I want out. I want right now. Trade me right fucking now.
Right.
The moment he has to opt out, he's opting out on there. They get beat up by the Ravens on there, 33-16. Yeah, they're terrible. I mean, the Texans are just god awful on there. We've already talked about the Chiefs and Chargers. The Cardinals took care of the football team that's in Washington on that. Kyler Murray is definitely making a step on there. And again, we're looking. There's chemistry already with him and DeAndre Hopkins.
Right. Jason, thanks for chiming in. He says throwing is game, so throwing a lot. I get that, but we already know how that works, how that plays out. Like the more you throw, the more 61 passes for anybody's a lot.
He's thrown 95 passes his first 2 games.
You know, I just think that's a big ask, man. If he's dropping back 30, 35 times, okay, but 60 times as a rook with an offensive line struggling, I think that's, like I said, I think he looks good. I think he's got game. I just don't think they're going to set him up for success. So, over
they
there,
got to get offensive line there to protect him a little bit.
Well, especially if they're going to drop back that much. I mean, pass protection, 61 plays.
You're not going to win many games and everything with it. Just basically, you know what? If you got the top 2 picks in the draft in there, you grab the kid out of Oregon, the tackle.
Yeah, they're going to need help there. They're going to have to. Well, you know what I would do, because I see Burrows out there, and plus, because I can see his game translating. Yes, all my picks are going to be to protect that guy. Anything I can do to help that guy, whether it's a big defensive player so we get short fields, or whether I get somebody. First things first is somebody to protect his ass. That's first things first. But then after that, you know, you want a defense that can help this guy get short fields and get second opportunities. We're going to do a little watch it with us here as the NBA kicks off in about 8 minutes or so.
And then the Giants end up losing to the Bears. Bears did everything they could to give that game away.
Yeah.
And ended up losing that one on there. Trubisky.
This division's terrible.
Which division? Because there's a lot of divisions that are terrible.
Well, I mean, if you look at the Lions, NFC, the Bears, the Minnesota, and Green Bay. Come on.
The Bears are the.
Come on.
Well, the Bears are 2-0, and so is Green Bay.
The Bears are 2-0, but that is the
fraudulent.
Okay, yes, there's an 0-2 team that's going to make the playoffs, and there's a 2-0 team that isn't going to make the playoffs. The Bears probably won't make the playoffs.
So of all the 2-0 in our division, you're saying the Bears are worse of the 2 teams? Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because the other one's the Packers.
Yeah.
Packers are, yes. The Lions were up 14-3, and then that was that. And then ended up losing 42-21. Aaron Rodgers only had 240 yards passing with 2 touchdowns. The problem was Aaron Jones ended up with 168 rushing and 2 touchdowns and another 65 receiving a touchdown. 68 yards on there. Yeah, they're just terrible.
No, well.
That pick 6 was terrible.
Oh, that was bad.
The defense is terrible. The defense can't stop anybody. I could probably run for 50 yards on that damn defense, and I'm 55 years old. Rams took care of the Eagles. Carson Wentz has looked awful this year so far on there.
Yeah. To me, he's regressed. Whatever I want to say, fans, fill a snowball full of rocks and start pelting me, but he's regressed. He just has the last. He's just regressed. I don't know what to say. I don't know if it's an injury thing. He's never quite got right in his ears, if it's coaching, what it is. But Wentz has regressed and has not lived up to what everybody thought he was going to be. I'm sorry. And that team is not in great shape.
No. Yeah, they're 0-2, but I think they may be the 0-2 team that actually may turn it around and end up making the playoffs wise with it.
Maybe
if they get things right on there. Of all the 0-2 teams, I think they're the better ones on there. Niners take care of the Jets on there, even though they lose their team to injury on it, they still take care. That's why it's the Jets.
The Jets are bad.
Adam Gase should be the first coach fired.
Well, but what is he supposed to do?
He's terrible.
Well, I know he's terrible, but everything else is terrible.
He doesn't like his running back. He's arguing about the running back. General manager's done to help Sam Darnold, and they're slated possibly going to be the worst team on there. Get the number 1 pick, and what they're going to do? They're going to take Trevor Lawrence. Sam Darnold's could be a really good quarterback if he had any help.
Well, then hopefully wherever you trade him to. Something, because they're going to get rid of him. Someone's going to need a quarterback, and they're going to get.
Be a lot. Yeah, Tampa. You watch. Right. He goes to Tampa, he'll become a star.
Well, he's going to go to Tampa. What, after the Brady experiment?
Brady's one and done.
You think it's one and done?
I think it's one and done.
I don't think so. Because I don't think they're well this year. I think they're only mediocre, and I think Brady is not going to fly. No, he's not going out like that.
Or does he go to? Well, let's see here. There's Chicago. The Bears are going to need a quarterback because Trubisky's not the answer.
Well, that's my thing. Like that's what happened. Is Trubisky's
you know what? Now here we'll say is this too. Is on there is this. We bitched about the Raiders trading Khalil Mack to Chicago for the first rounders on it. And Chicago, yeah, they're 2-0, but really, who's going to win long term on there? Raiders might have actually won that trade.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. I don't think so. Not because of the situation they were in at the time. You look at what he does over there in Chicago with Chicago's, debacle. You got to look at what he would do.
I'm looking at what they added and what they done on there with those picks on there.
So
that's what I look at, is who they've added on with the picks, and that's why I look at it. All right, Colts take care of the Vikings because the Vikings are god awful on it. Yes, Phillip Rivers and his limp noodle arm that's shot. Why they gave him $25 million, I don't know. Because they're on it. But Jonathan Taylor, 101 yards with 1 touchdown. And again, Vikings forget to give the ball to Dalvin Cook. Also, we got the Broncos losing to the Steelers. Actually, it was a pretty good game, even though they lose block early. It was Jeff Driscoll who went for 256 and 2 touchdowns. And, of course, what did they do? They end up losing Cortland Sutton as well. Rossberger has looked like Big Ben for the most part so far in these first 2 games.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't look like the old Big Ben. He looks he looks good.
What we thought.
Well, but this goes back to my whole thing, too, is their coaching in Pittsburgh is amazing. Because they to pull that debacle of a fucking team last year together as well as they did in Big Ben, you could only be better.
Right.
So, to be honest with you, Ben doesn't have to be what he was to be successful in the system and how they do things there. That's the difference between that organization and others, right? That what we complain about here in Detroit and what the Jets fans and the Cleveland fans and the Cincinnati fans are bitching about is because they don't have that infrastructure there when it comes to the coaching staff and getting it done. And Pittsburgh has absolutely done that. So this is not a surprise that Ben would come back and play well. Oh, it's absolutely. Jace again on the social media. Adam Gase shouldn't have got that job in the first place.
Adam Gase shouldn't have got any job.
No, he shouldn't have. But once again, you're an organization that's inept, and you put somebody in a position where they're in over their head. What do you want this guy to do? He didn't. Unless you have somebody that comes in and has the clout to do things their way or whatever and hope that it's right. I mean, what do you expect? I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, you just don't have that infrastructure there when it comes to an organization. It's not just the coaching staff; it's the front office as well.
Bills by the Bills on there 31-20, which was a pretty good game on there. Josh Allen had 112 yards, 4 touchdowns.
Nice.
Diggs, there it is. Minnesota trades Stephon Diggs for a first rounder to Minnesota. Minnesota goes, yeah, we'll give a first rounder because he's what we're going to draft anyway. So let's take the guy that's a proven commodity.
Right. Yeah, I mean.
And he ends up with 8 receptions, 153 yards and a touchdown. The second game with the Bills and that. Yeah, nice. Josh Allen, at least the first 2 games, has made that step where you go, okay, now you can throw the ball. We knew he could basically run. He's a monster. He's gifted physically.
Right. Yep.
Now you go, we can actually throw the ball downfield in that with it. Game on there, you could say it could be game of the week or collapse of the week on there. Collapse of the decade.
Yeah.
The Atlanta Falcons end up losing to the Cowboys on there, 39-40. They're up 20-10 at halftime, and they end up losing. They're the first team in 440 tries to be up to score 30 points, not turn it over, and lose.
Amazing.
Ryan had 273 yards, passing 4 touchdowns. And it was because Dak Prescott ended up passing for 450 yards.
I mean, he's not.
And again, the onside kick. Oh, wait. That's legal? They can call that?
Right.
Oh, the ball's been by me. Somebody said, I want to see every bank account, everybody in Atlanta that was on that kicking that team on there, every recovery, because you can't tell me that they did give the game away.
Oh, yeah, no. Oh, jeez. But that's...
And CeeDee Lamb with 6 receptions, 106 yards. There it is. CeeDee Lamb will be the best receiver of the year's end of that team. Buccaneers beat the Panther. I mean, pretty handily on that. That was 31-17. Chris McCaffrey's out for at least a month on there. We'll see what happens that.
Damn.
Teddy Klukov's had 2 interceptions, no touchdowns, 367 yards passing. Then we had the Jaguars, Titans. They're getting another good game on there. Back and forth, back and forth. Yeah. Titans pulled that one out there. Gardner Minshew has been problem. We rip on him. For his quality of play, but not for that porn star mustache. It's glorious, and it's all 70s.
The Fu Manchu-ish. It's very Fu Manchu-ish.
It is.
It doesn't go long like that, but it does roll.
He's got it going down there. Yeah. Nice to point too on that one on there. And then people always made fun of Ryan Tannehill, dude. He's doing his winning.
Yeah.
He's playing efficiently on there. On that. I'll wait till Derrick Henry. He's getting the carries. He's getting close, but he's not yards carry on there that we expect on it. That'll come out back a little bit on there. Jonnu Smith had a great game with 2 touchdowns and 84 receptions. I missed earlier too was with the Rams and had all the reception-wise yardage because Cooper Kupp had 81 yards. But Tyler Egbee, 4 yards, 3 touchdowns in that one. Too. Huge game for him. Yep. And again, Tannehill and everybody on there with on there. But as bad as we expect, at least the first 2 weeks, they're 0-2. Or no, actually, they're 1-1. Jaguars actually playing pretty good ball.
Yeah.
Offensive-wise, at least. Yeah. And then Monday night we had the Saints losing to the Raiders on that one, 34-24.
Tail 2 halves, man. The 2 halves. I mean, I guess at the
end... It was tail of 1 quarter.
I mean, I guess...
Because they were a team, and they give... Next thing you know is they give up 24 unanswered points.
Well, there was a swing there, too, because you're going to at least get a field goal, and then you turn the ball over, and they get a field goal, so you end up with a 6-point swing there. Right. But essentially, going into halftime...
tied.
They should have...
They were up 17.
They should have went into halftime up 10 points.
At least 10.
Yeah, and that's where they crumbled. So, when you just before halftime, and then they just never recovered. They come back out and it was the
Sean Payton, dude, you need to cover Waller.
He needs to cover his face because it cost $250,000 or whatever the fuck that.
5 coaches, $100,000. 5 teams fined $200,000. Right. That is $1.4 billion in fines.
Yes, nice.
More than 1.4. It was like almost like 1.8.
That's funny.
Yeah, $1.75 million in fines. It's freaking on there, dude. Where the Belichick's got it upside down. I got the mask on. I don't care if it's upside down or not.
Yeah, I don't care if it only covers my nose.
You can't see my mouth. But I don't say it anyways because
I wear it upside down and I cut the sleeves off my suit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. It was a beast. I mean, Kamara on there.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know what was their game plan. They didn't replace. I mean, you thought, okay, Thomas will be out. They'll give the ball to Sanders. Sanders had like 2 receptions the whole game. Nothing till like the last 4 minutes of the game.
Well, yeah, that. And why are you using Kamara out of the backfield in the spot? Like, they used to use him all over the place before.
He had 9 receptions for 9 yards and 13 rush attempts for 79 under. But, dude, you got Tre'Quan Smith. You got Jerry. I mean, dude. You've got talent on this team. Right. Use it.
Yep.
And I thought it was a bad man by...
I think Coach Payton had a rough go there. Just saying.
So here we go with our... Exhausted.
That is exhausting. Through the NFL, especially this weird COVID year, is exhausting. Amazingly, if you followed our pitch, we'll have some later. You did well.
You could pay your mortgage and put cash in the pocket.
Yeah, you did. If you picked the right ones, you could have done even better. Because
one of the guys at work did a 6-team parlay and hit it.
Oh, that's nasty.
For 40, he put down $40 and he hit a 606.
Nasty.
Return wise.
That's good.
That was pretty good. There was actually Denver Valley had hit a 10-team parlay for $100 down, $6,900.
That's crazy. 10 teams.
But like,
who the fuck does that shit? That's so crazy.
Clean the mind and all that, man.
Yeah, that's nuts.
That's absolutely.
People are crazy, you degenerate gamblers. Fucking crazy over here. Oh shit.
Russell Wilson's passer rating? Guess.
I don't know.
That's on the standard. Perfect is 158.3.
Wow.
Hit Russell Wilson's passer rating 140. Yeah. You think he's leading by a lot? No, because Lamar Jackson is 134.6, and Josh Allen is 122.8, and Ryan Tannehill is 120.7.
Yeah. The first 3 or 4 guys are all running quarterbacks, mobile quarterbacks.
And Aaron Rodgers is number 5 at 119.4. So all of them are mobile quarterbacks out there that can do it. Passing yardage, Josh Allen leading the league in the first 2 games, 727 yards his first 2. Mason 723. Dak Prescott 716. That's insane. Those are freaking Madden numbers.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, because you've had no practice. Some of these teams that have been together longer are going to benefit because they don't need the practice like all teams that have a lot of new players and moving parts and pieces. And so those teams are going to struggle, at least early on. We're only 2 weeks in. Moose, we already know how this shit rolls. You don't know what's going on until halfway through the fucking season. And even then, we don't have a full grip. Right. We always tell you to vote Oppo on our picks because it just seems like it's like you can't keep. So this is going to.
This was the year. Last week was the week 2. Week 2 because only one underdog won.
Right.
Out of 16 games, one underdog won.
Right.
That was the Raiders. And of course, I haven't seen who's special player of the week better. But if he got him Harrison Butker because he kicked 258 field goals. Actually, he kicked 4 field goals of them in a row.
Right. 2 of them not counting.
Some rat bastards.
Yes.
So yeah, this will be interesting on there. This week should be an interesting one too. We'll get into our pick'ems later on to see how things are going on there with the because there's not a whole lot of dogs that look great this week too. We'll get into that later on. We're going to take a quick break here. Miami's up to a 15-10 lead halfway through the first quarter. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back in there, we're going to talk a little bit about basketball and of course the NHL Stanley Cup Finals as well, as much as other. And then we'll get into some college football in there. Who's playing this week? Notre Dame. Why? Because of COVID.
Yeah,
there's a shock.
What a surprise.
Yeah, they can play next week, but no, it's all the way to like December.
Yeah,
that's if they make it to December.
This will be fun.
We are DSR2 Studio 57 Radio.
You're listening to Studio 57 Radio, your home for underground hip-hop and R&B. Studio 57 Radio.
Party people, this is the original Doc Ice, and you are listening to Studio 57. And if Studio 57 Radio went on, then your radio ain't really on. Check it.
Studio 57 Radio, your home for underground hip-hop and R&B. Studio 57 Radio.
Hey everybody, Scrappy here to tell you about That Radio Show. Hang with me as I break down the world of entertainment with great guests, pretty interviews, awesome games with wonderful prizes. Also, we've got a big library of underground hip-hop of any station on net. You mix in a little stand-up comedy and a text line so your voice can be heard, and you got a pretty good little show. But add listener-controlled programming? Yeah, you heard me. Listener-controlled programming, where you, the listener, can decide what makes it on the air. And now you've got the greatest show ever created. So join my show, your show, our show, the people's show, That Radio Show, each and every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, only here on Studio 57 Radio.
Hey everybody, this is your boy Big D, here to tell you about Mark for Life Tattoos. Guys, this place the cleanest, most laid-back studio on Metro D, and the art's are top-notch. And if you're like me, D, you need to stop in on Fridays for that deal and get your Old English D for only $20. Interested in tattoos? Mark for Life to Pearsons. Mark for Life is located at 22533 Van Dyke in Warren, and the guys are there 7 days a week to 9. So give them a call at 7-2222. That's 587-52222. Studio 57 cents and get 20% off. So what are you waiting for? Call them now.
Hey everybody, Smokey here to tell you about Allstate. winter fast approaching, the most important thing between you and the road is your tires. So don't put your safety in just anybody's hands. Allstate Tire. With new and quality used tires available, you can trust Allstate Tire for all your tire needs. You can visit them at 14208 9 Mile Road in Warren. Give them a call at 586-798759. Allstate, your source for quality new and used tires.
What's Scrappy here to tell you about Love and Life Club. Love and Life Club is a social networking club that's located at 9960 James Cousin. That's a large service drive between 7 and 8 Mile Road in the D. You need to stop in for $5 Fridays for great music, food, and drinks. I personally recommend the Chick Love and Life Club is also available for rent for bag parties, wedding receptions, or any party for that matter. For more information, log on to www.loveandlife.com. That's loveandlifeclub.com, or call D at 313-999-2824. That's 313-999-2824. Love and Life Club. If you're loving life, you need to be in the club.
Taking over this broadcast for the underground.
57 Radio Original. You know, when you hear that sound, you're gonna have a time, because that's the sound of the ultimate underground live concert webcast from the radio. We go to the most famous, or should I say, famous venues in the D, and bring the underground music scene from the streets to your computer like nobody else can. There's only one catch. You know, underground is gonna take over a broadcast. So you need to stay tuned to studio all day, every day, clues on when and where the next ultimate underground may happen. Now there's no other station on the net that can give you a live webcast of some of the hottest artists in the D. That's the ultimate underground live, no home for hip-hop, rock and metal, Studio 57 Radio, baby.
Goodbye.
You get what you want, cause we got what you need. Still 57, serving stripping, mastering, or great beats. We do what we do to keep you hot on the streets. You get what you, cause we got what you need. Still 57, serving streets of the D. Recording, mixing, mastering, or great beats. We do what we do to keep you hot on the streets. Studio 57 is a 32-track digital recording studio that utilizes Cool Edit, Logic Pro, Shure, AKG, Sennheiser, Yamaha, Mac, Boss, Ibanez, Fender, and many, many more to make your music. Experienced and friendly engineers make Studio 57 feel like you're home away from home. With beat creation, mixing, mastering, digital media conversion, and DJs for any event, Studio 57 Records is your one-stop shop for all your music entertainment needs. We have bill pay and flexible payment schedules that make Studio 57 the place to. For information, visit Studio57records.com. That's www.studio57records.com, or call us at 586-40-3390. That's 586-420-3390, or log on to Studio57records.com. Just remember one thing, baby. We get on cause we got what you need. Studio 57 serving streets of the D. Recording, mixing, mastering, or great beats. We do what we do to keep you hot on the street. You get what you want cause we got what you need. Studio 57 serving street D. Recording, or great beats. We do to keep you hot on the streets.
Party people, this is the original Doc Ice, and you're definitely listening to Studio 57 Radio. And if Studio 57 Radio isn't on, then your radio ain't really on.
You're listening to Studio Radio, home for underground hip-hop, rap, and R&B. Studio 57 Radio.
Oh, rebels, we're back. We spent an hour giving you the rundown on the NFL. And we still got pick'ems and stuff to go in Moose's fantasy moment, but it is time to shift gears. We still got MLB, we got football, we got NBA, and we got ice hockey, man. We got the NHL playoffs going on. Holy shit, we got plenty to get into this last. It will be action-packed, high octane, and fast as hell. So buckle up and get yourself ready for this, the final hour of DSR2. So without further ado, let's do the do that we do at DSR2. Happy and who's your host,
And back here for second hour DSR2. In case you missed it, we talked a lot about the NFL on there, and plus we did a roundup where we covered a bunch of stuff on your rapid fire. And on there, we talked about everything with it. But we're going to get a little NBA playoff action here. We got the conference finals going on right now. Before we took the break, it was 15-10 Heat Boston, and just like that, it's 18-8. Woo! So with that one on there, we said it last week on there that Boston Miami was going 7 games.
I still believe it. Yeah, absolutely. Every game should be interesting. It's been great basketball. Watching, you're missing out. It's been nice. And we weren't the only ones to make the 04 Pistons a reference, comparison when it comes to the Miami Heat and Boston over there. So both those teams are kind of built that same kind of way, and been some good basketball being played over there. Fun basketball. I like it. I kind of like it a lot. And the whole wearing reporters wearing masks with mics and stuff like that, like, it's fine. It's working just well. Why do other people have to take the mask off to talk on the microphone? A little watch it with us, guys. NBA
or if
style.
you're an NFL coach, you don't want to wear it at all.
Yes, and you could just pay millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars anyway.
And if you do it for 16 games, that'd be 1.6 million unless it accumulates to higher.
I'm sure that if you keep doing it, the fines will get bigger.
Now, where's that money going? Is that going to at least go to some sort of charity or something?
It should go to some COVID research, right?
Yes, that makes sense on there.
Yeah, I think. So anyway,
obviously, Josh was like going out of the bubble there because he got a nice tan going on.
Well, they might have a tanning booth in the bubble. I mean, and they're in Florida.
Well, you could have a private cabana there at the resort.
They're in Florida, man. You just go outside.
Right.
And, yeah.
He probably has a private cabana there by poolside.
I'm sure he does. And some Asian masseuses that come rolling through there.
Hey. Oh, by the way, Kraft is going to beat that charge.
I know he is. We all knew that.
Oops.
He's the John, one. And two, he's got bank. Like, what did we think was going to happen?
Well, also, they basically used the tape, and they basically released it, and there was guys on there that didn't get the rub and tug on there.
Right.
So it's like, oops, and then what are you going to do now? So, okay, you released it without their acknowledgement of that.
Right.
And thus you get in trouble.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing.
So,
yeah, we got Miami, Boston on there. This has been tough. I mean, this has been a great series.
This is going to be some series. I don't really care who comes out of this series. Honestly. It's just been entertaining. I think you're going to get LA to make it finals. So I like to root for stories. So I guess Miami's a great story, and then you get LeBron, his old team, in the finals, and so a great storyline. So I know L. Austin is a good storyline too. It's oh my god, that was a sick move, and he missed the layup. I mean, that was a sick Magic Johnson type maneuver.
And he got the one and done.
And one. Man, they're playing hard out there.
That's it. This has been a fun. Both series have been entertaining as hell.
Absolutely.
I mean, we had that game 2. Basically, AD hits the 3.
Well, yeah, he got to take the hero shot.
Yeah. He made it.
Right.
Barely.
Yeah,
Jokic came real damn close to getting his finger on it.
Yep, that though. Gotta love that shit.
Dude, you gotta make the free throws, man.
What are you guys digging about the NBA? 313-307-54. I really think, the whole crowd noise, the virtual audience, and all that kind of stuff. I've really gotten used to the way it kind of looks like international ball, but the quality of gameplay here has just been astronomically high. You're seeing it, because of there's nothing. They got nothing but just NBA to worry about. They got nothing but basketball to worry about.
Right.
I mean, and you're seeing that now. The teams that imploded are the ones that stand each other.
Right.
And they're not playing well. But the teams that are kind of coming together, they got nothing else but. So you're seeing really high level basketball in these conference finals because these are teams that kind of come together and they've been doing nothing but basketball for the last 2 or 3 months.
Yeah.
And so. With nothing else to even think about, because nowhere else to go, nothing else to do. and it's really reflected in what we're seeing here in the West. Even though LA is up, they've been competitive games. So
Yeah.
NBA has been great. This restart of the NBA season, I would have to say, has been a complete success.
It has been, and it shows you on there who's is the best commissioner of sports. It's I mean, and again, you'll get.
He's not perfect, but he's definitely.
I mean, I didn't say on there, but again, with it on there, and again, you'll get some of these clowns that get tired of whatever, and it's like, dude, just shut up,
Well, once again, if you're upset over activism, then, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, people, once again, we talked about it before, you want people to their platform for good or for, and then when they do, you get mad because it's against what you fucking want and get out of here. I don't want to hear that
they get mad at the NFL,
so
but why?
You can't make up your mind. But it's the same thing with the NBA. I mean, people are bent up because of the jerseys and the shit on the floor, and it's like, dude, come on, man.
Well, they're mad at the NFL with that. And of course, what are they getting? What you're getting for the end racism? You are for racism?
Yeah, I mean, you can use that kind of projected logic on people in that way. That just doesn't work. They get all bent out of shape. But and once again, I don't want to go there. But
new GM, Kings GM commits to Luke Walton staying as coach on there.
Okay, I like Luke Walton. I think I just don't know if he's the coach to get a
dumpster fire franchise.
Like, I don't know if he's that guy.
But now they got who's
he is a good coach. I think he's
Joe D is a special advisor to the team.
Well, there you go. That might be good because Joe D wasn't great with some of those contracts,
but he made some killer trades.
He made some really good trades, and he'll get the conversation with teams and executives that you may not get. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like Detroit, no one would ever even look or talk or any kind of conversations with Detroit. Joe Dumars comes over there, and all of a sudden he's moving and shaking and making moves. And guys, not Danny Ainge style, but I mean,
nobody does Danny Ainge.
You're right, but I mean, he was still
getting some good moves on there, and he was with it on there. So he get nothing with that.
So that might work out. That's my.
But I still say is no matter who wins this, dude, it's going to be a one and done. I mean, because again, everybody comes back healthy and stays healthy next year, it's Golden State again.
Well, we're going to find out how that's going to play.
If they stay healthy and they got the number pick overall, I mean,
no, if they don't shit the bed on that pick. Get a guy that gets injured or something like that. You know what I mean? That should happen. I don't want to hear, but Darko is a perfect example. Dude, there's 1,000,001 people that were going to pick Darko.
Right. Don't Joe on there because everybody else had the same idea.
But that's the same thing. So they could pull a Darko pick where they somebody that everybody thinks is a surefire win, or even Embiid, right? I can't stay healthy. Like, it doesn't matter how good you are if you're. Or what was the other dude that was like Odin?
Ben Simmons.
Odin, remember Odin? He was supposed to be great. He was born 150 years old. What are you talking about? He was like Benjamin Button. Yeah, like he'd be young enough now to fucking play, but he was like 400 years old when he played.
Hey, I loved him. We're fighting to World II.
Yeah, I mean. Fuck. So, but I mean, that's kind of my thing. And you can go, but everybody thought it would be, and he would have been. But he could.
His knees were shot.
Yeah, his knees.
He's 400 years old.
Yeah, because he's fucking kneecaps
are made out of plastic. He's 17-year-old picking up how you bullshit. You fucking 50, man. Get the fuck out of here.
Well, you know what? He was that kid that they all needed to see his birth certificate before he could play youth basket. They're like, this motherfucker's got a mustache and a receding hairline.
Did you see
There's no fucking way he's 13.
You see P was popping in her house and supposed to be 6 years old. You see these little kids. Hey, you see this kid like a foot tall and running over people. Like, I see the birth certificate. Bullshit.
That motherfucker.
That motherfucker 15.
OT and tattoos. Fuck out of here.
His voice was deep in the coaches.
I mean, what the heck? Oh my goodness. Jeez Louise. But anyway, yeah, so
I mean, if we look on there with the Lakers and the Nuggets on there, it's been a great series on there. I know they're up. Lakers up to 2-0 on that, but we're seeing a coming out party. Really, especially this round and the last round on there is Jamal Murray. It's just been.
Well, and Lillard had his run earlier in the year too.
And Donovan Mitchell had his run.
We're seeing a lot of good players kind of emerging this year.
But Jamal in Game 7 with the 40 points.
Right. Yeah, unbelievable.
And again, we thought, this is another year in it, and all of a sudden it looks like, who knows, this might be like, hey, we're here.
Well, they could be, and that's what's going to make the West so crazy dangerous. And the Clippers shit the bed.
There's no chemistry.
The fucking windows slammed on their fingers.
Because they have no draft picks whatsoever.
Right, and the conference isn't going to get any easier next season.
No.
I mean, I guess Washington will probably, Houston will take a step back, but who knows if that's true or not, depending on the coaching scenario. But once again, like you stated earlier, Golden State should be top of the pecking order,
right?
If they make a decent pick and everybody can stay healthy this year. And then And then East, you got Durant supposed to be right.
Right.
So you're going to shake it up in the East too. So it's the same thing.
And Kyrie are both going
to me, Clippers and the Bucks are very similar. Like, it ain't going to get any easier for the Bucks next year.
Yeah, and what happens if Giannis says, "Nah, I'm out"?
So I mean, it's just.
And again, Boston's got 3 number ones.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Already.
That's what I'm saying. It's not going to get any easier in the East for Milwaukee. So the Milwaukee and the Clips, man, dude, they just shut they shut and got the fingers slammed in the door in the windows.
You think Miami's going to go away? No, they got everybody back.
Well, no. If they make a run to the finals this year, if they beat Boston and get finals this year, you don't think Miami's a legit threat next year? I mean,
of course they are.
They're going to be running on fucking. They're going to be running full tilt. I mean,
yes,
they're one of those teams that come together as a team.
Right. I won't be surprised they'll be Miami for a couple of years now again.
Right.
They're battling out in the East, and we'll see what happens with the Nets. I know good news is the Knicks will always suck, and the Pistons will always suck, unfortunately, till they get new ownership.
Right. Well, and it is what it is. Oh, man. But, yeah, so there you go. Little watch it with us NBA action. What's the scoreboard there, Moose? They took it down here. What we got? Celtics in Miami, 23-24, just early on in the second. So,
and with the Lakers, I mean, LeBron James ain't going to be getting it.
Well, that's the other thing too. The Lakers at least are, well, you're right. If they shit the bed to the Nuggets this year, it's a huge problem for them because you're right. LeBron's not getting any older.
I mean, he is getting older. He's not getting
any younger. And then, and once again, the conference is going to be even tougher next year.
Yes,
but you're still going to look at LA as being a top 3 team. And so if they can pull that out, then they got a chance with LeBron and AD.
But yeah, the West is wide open. I mean, it's going to be, holy crap, is it going to be the wide? Because Utah's going to make a spot. They got the experience. Denver's not going away. They're getting Golden State's not going to be back.
Okay, this sounds kind of crazy, but you know how we always had like this big 3 thing going on? And they brought all these players, have a lot of like big 3s kind of going on, and it forced other cats to get good. And now all those big 3s have been broken up into tandems, and now you're seeing a little bit more parity in the league.
Right.
And so if you have a couple of these teams that continue to draft well, with exception of the bottom feeders, you're going to have a pretty good, healthy league here in the NBA where you don't just have the top 2 or 4 teams in the
right. And I think
and that's kind of what I like. Now you're going to have like 10 teams and then everybody else. Really?
Right. I mean, you look out there, and I think as you get the threes, but you look in the case of like Utah and Portland and Denver, they all built their teams organically by within on their draft, all making some trades on there. Boston, I mean, drafted and made trades. I mean, they did count, and they lose Kyrie, and I think it's by subtraction wise.
Right.
But again, Miami basically made one move was Jimmy Butler, but everybody else was drafted.
Yep.
So you're getting these teams that are building within and they're drafting properly well on there. But then again, who the hell would have thought Duncan Robinson become a sharpshooter from the outside? And even when we saw him at Michigan, like, okay, he's nice now, but holy crap, you go, dude can shoot.
Yep.
He's not the most athletic guy, but the dude can flat out shoot from the third distance and that. So,
charge there. Miami took a charge here by 3. Looks like getting the ball back. There's that big 3. Shot that 3, and then it looked like, that's got to be a blocking ball. What's up with that? How is that a charge? The guy was moving and running away. They called that an offensive foul.
We call that bullshit.
Yeah, that's like, I thought it had to be planted. If he's running and moving and bumps into that, I don't know. That's weird. Another 3 ball by Miami. A lot of threes in today's game. We talk about that a lot. But, there's a reason why you're seeing those high scores in the regular season. But I think in the playoffs, when you're talking about, a ramped-up defense style, you're seeing these lower score games. And a lot of the tested threes just look really ugly, man. I mean, not to be a dick, but there's been some really ugly fucking side of the backboard and air milling shots and stuff like that. But beyond that, it's been absolutely exceptional basketball.
Yes.
So I like it a lot. So NHL action.
We got NHL action into the first period. Tampa's up 2-1 on that one, and that is 1-1 on there. So, and again, this has been a good series to watch on there with it. And again, the NHL's gotten it right within the hub bubbles on there, and of course now the finals are in Toronto. There
Right.
for that. That is again, I hate to say, but. For the 27th straight year, Canadian team will not win the NHL Stanley.
Canada, Mike. I'm sorry. We will bring some RC Cola and Marlboros over for you.
But then this has
It'll
been
just a long time because I'll be driving kilometers
because
per hour.
again, we can't go over there until like October 21st.
We can't go over there till ever. They're never going to let us over there again.
Because again, would you let us over there the way
No,
we've
I
been
wouldn't.
behaving? We are bad
I would
neighbors.
not. We are dirty hookers. I would not let anybody over there.
It's 3-1. Tampa just scored again. So, but this has been. I mean, Tampa's on there, but the way. Again, the Stars played so far in this playoff wise on there. It's been nice to see on there with it. But yeah, Tampa's got most of the talent wise there with it. Stamkos's got a goal tonight. Kucherov also got a goal as well. This has been a fun series to watch as well on there. And it's, I said, I've been enjoying watching hockey. I mean, it's just been, again, all the playoffs on there. It's like, dude, there are all these great shows on there. Yeah, it's called sports.
Yes. Well, that's the whole thing. If people are talking about like Cobra Kai and all this other shit, you know what? If I want to watch
catch on Cobra Kai after
that's what I'm
a couple
saying.
weeks on there.
Like, if
it'll still be there. Netflix paid a boatload of money to have Cobra Kai on there.
So I do not need to jump on that right now. That will all be there, and you guys are going to spoil it for me anyway. So sports it is. And how long have we been waiting for this, Moose? And then we've never ever had it like this because we've never had this crazy situation. So
yes,
I'm enjoying it. 313-307-5340. The text line is here. Unnamed texter. I don't know about you guys, but the whole restart of sports and this COVID thing has been absolutely amazing. But I just can't keep up with it all. And it's like, that's what we were talking about earlier. Is that, or I brought it up, is that there's so much sports going on. It's hard to get it all. If you're a tennis fan, if you're a golf fan, if you're fucking baseball, I mean, there's just a plethora of fucking sports to watch. There's never been more of a need for multiple sports, media outlets than now, and I love it.
Yeah,
Like,
with
this
all
has
the
been
streaming
fucking
services,
super
you can
nice.
watch everything anywhere you want.
Yep, pretty much.
Especially when the NBA and the NHL was doing their bubble and their early rounds. I mean, dude, I got to work, but oh my God, I got to pay attention. There's games going on in the middle of the day, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Oh my God, there's hockey playoffs and NBA playoffs. What the hell, man? Jesus, dude.
I'm telling you, that's just absolutely amazing. Just amazing.
Yeah, Dad, I played. Oh, Jesus. Then I got to go. Well, good. I can bring my phone there to the game. I can watch you play.
Yes. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, my phone is like my best friend when it comes to sports right now because before it was all about just catching like the numbers and the highlights and the whatever. But now you can stream a good portion of the games that are out there. So it's nice. 33-28 Boston over Miami. We'll get into more of the others as we get rolling, but we might want to start thinking about your fantasy moment here, Moose, because we still got pick'ems to get into and all that stuff.
All right.
You know how that goes.
I know exactly how that goes on there. But, yeah, we got lots of still going on, and we'll get into this fantasy moment. And, again, trust me, if you're in fantasy football right now, you are hurting. I know. I feel your pain. Well, I really don't because my guys didn't get hurt yet.
But it's coming.
But it has happened in the past on there. I mean, a couple years ago, I lost my first 2 picks of the draft on there, and yet I still made the playoffs. This is where, again, waiver wire is very important on that to pick up. So, obviously, if you got Saquon Barkley on there, I don't know if any of the other running backs are going to help you, Wayne Gallman or Deion Lewis, or they just signed Devontae Freeman for $3 million. That $3 million can be used better, to be honest. So, yeah, you might under, but personally, if you got the top waiver wire pick and you've got your running back injured, Mike Day probably the one to get on there. I think he's going to probably be your best bet. Wise for running back wise, he did get some receptions last week on there. And again, for short term wise, it's going to be still pretty decent on there as well. But if you got some of the guys long, Mostert will be back on there. You'll look at see what happens there. On that, but basically is Jeff Wilson might get some goal line carries, so you might be able to poach a touchdown in that on there. Myles Gaskin looks like to be the primary running back, at least for the first 2 weeks of the season in Miami. It's not Jordan Howard. It's not on there, so that I think he might be your answer on there. J.D. McKissick look on there, but McKinnon might be the answer there in Frisco, at least short-wise with it. And again, if you've gotten a receiver that's gotten hurt and everything with it, there are a couple good ones out there still-wise on there. But you're looking at that wise on there. Let's get into the receiver. Hold on here, because he got me a little early here before I was quite.
Oh, snap. You didn't have your fantasy moment ready.
N'Keal Harry had a pretty good night on there. He looks like to be the primary big receiver there for New England wise. I think he's going to be pretty good on it as well. Will Gage is the third string in there. Atlanta on there right now is Julio is not looking like Julio, and Calvin Ridley looks like he's going to be taking over as the number one here pretty shortly on it. The way Jacksonville is playing, receiver wise, I definitely like him on that. Keenan Cole as well, so those are pretty couple good ones on there. Traquan Smith for a couple weeks on there should get bulk of the targets on there versus Michael Thomas on there, but once he comes back, I think Thomas is going to be on there as well. Tight end wise, there are a couple good tight ends there to pick on there. They could be good for flex purposes. Dalton Schultz is definitely looked over. He's going to be the number one tight end there. That Jarwin's hurt on there. Jordan Reed now, because Kittle's hurt, get him while he's healthy, because he will get hurt because he's Jordan Reed. On there, and I think O.J. Howard will probably be the primary tight end there in Tampa. I don't think, again, it will not be Gronk on there. I think O.J. Howard is the better one to go on that with it. Quarterback wise on there, Tannehill is probably still available in a lot of your leagues on there. They'll definitely pick him up on there. Justin Herbert, I would definitely pick up as well, even though they say Tyrod is going to be the starter on there. That ain't the last time. Especially Herbert's been playing on there as well. I would definitely pick him up on that. And again, who not to pick up any jet. Don't pick up any jet whatsoever on there. So, and again, kicker-wise, don't even talk to me. Defense-wise, I like the Colts defense. I think they may be available because, again, especially this week, the matchup is really nice on there. And again, who do I also pick up? Christian Kirk for Arizona. Why? Because they're playing the Lions. Pick up every Cardinal that you can against that Lions team.
Absolutely. And there's your fantasy football moment from our boy Moose. Now we'll get into our pick'ems here in a second, Moose. But I think as I'm watching this crazy commercial, okay, I think out of all the stuff, all the sports, I think I'm most curious of how the NFL is going to continue to keep rolling without if they're going to have any issues. If they're going to be able, I think they'll be able to finish their season. I think because these guys won't get paid if they go home Rona sick. That'll hopefully keep these guys square. But I'm kind of curious if we right now we've been talking mainly about on the field, like injuries and stuff like that, is why now if we continue to have that and then you have this corona COVID effect.
If that flares up
kinda
again
curious.
for a second wave come November, then
kinda-
it's curious on it.
So I am kind of curious with that.
I think what the NFL is versus colleges, you can get these cats on there to buy in and kind of maintain the distancing on their own because they know it's a huge payday.
Right.
But for college kids on there, again, they're not getting paid, so how can you
Well,
ask them?
and even if you do, you're asking young people to make like these, super great decisions when they're just not going to do that. And then there's so many more elements to this. I mean, how many people are on campus that have nothing to do with the sports?
No.
And I mean, you can't keep people from their friends and
No.
and all these kinds of things.
Study groups or any of this
Yeah,
stuff.
so I mean, there's just too much at stake there. That's why we've always kind of been against the whole NCAA, the college sports even going ahead. 36-32 Miami over Boston, 7:40 to go in the second. But I just think, I think the NFL has a better chance because of the payday scenario, and the honor system might work in that scenario. But I am kind of curious how that's going to play out. And I just seen a few people in the text that I don't have any take on what could happen there. I think the NFL has a decent chance. I think the NCAA, I think getting any kind of Big Three ball from Boston.
It's going right down to the end.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 1 point game right now. I just think it's going to be really hard for NCAA to have any kind of legitimate champion of any kind. I just don't see how it plays out like that. And no, Beer Can, I do not have any predictions. If I had to pull a prediction out of my ass right now, I would say for the NBA, I'm saying Miami, LA, with LA winning in 7. If I had to call it. So there you go. You put a fork to my nose. Moose, if you had a fork to your nose. And these NBA finals. Now, we didn't really rehearse this, and this may change as we get.
Yeah, I would say.
I'd definitely say right now for me it's LA, Miami with an LA.
I'm going to say. I would say probably Miami, LA. I don't think Miami has got the size-wise to compete with them.
Right. But I think they could stretch it out. So
I think they can stretch it out, and again, the
easy.
guys get hot from the outside, and that neglects that on there.
Right.
On there, but personally, I would, I would love to see Boston or Miami win it.
All right, and then I got one more here from another unnamed texter. Guys, put a handle on there if you want. You guys didn't do your annual Super Bowl predictions, or did I miss it?
No, we didn't.
No, we did not. So how about you give us a week, and we'll come back next. We usually do that preseason, right?
Yeah, we do that the right before the season.
Right. So we kind of messed that up, but that's something I think we need to think about a little bit.
Yes.
So let's do that for next week. So thank you for calling us out. Like I said, leave a handle next time on the text line.
We'll give you full credit.
We'll give you credit, baby boy. Like I said, this is your show. We're just steering the ship. All right. So guess what? Guess what time it is, Moose?
Yes, here we go with pick'ems on there. And again, last week we were 14-2 each, so you were able to pay your mortgage. You get a little cheddar on the side there.
Not bad.
If you would have asked me a month ago about this game on there, the Jaguars Dolphins, I would, oh my God, why? But actually, both teams are actually playing okay on there. The Jaguars are playing a lot better than we expected on there. Jaguars are at home tomorrow night. 8:20 game start time. They are a 3-point favorite over the Dolphins on that.
Yeah, they're kind of a surprise to see them playing as well as they are. I don't know if it's foolhardy or what, and I'm not really sure how to deal with Miami either. So this is a tough one. Out of all the picks for me, I feel this is one of the tougher ones. There's not a lot of dogs in this race. I don't know if this is the one or not. Ooh, God, Moose.
This ain't the one I'm picking.
I was gonna say I'm gonna go with Jacksonville, but I don't know. I don't know. We've been. I'm reluctant, I guess, but
I won't put this at the top on there, but I'm going to take Jacksonville minus the 3 on there as
Right.
well. Gardner Minshew and his glorious Fu Manchu continue to roll there. All right, we got the second game on there that starts on Sunday at 1 o'clock on there. Falcons are at home. They're after blowing that lead on there, the 3.5-point favorite against the Bears. Bears are 2-0, which is a fraudulently 2-0 on
Yes.
there. Give me the Falcons on this one. I think Matty Ice is going to light them up on there.
I'm with you all day, twice on Sundays. That being said, it's not like, Matty Ice and the Falcons have been on, lighting the world on fire.
They're 0-2, and they're basically a better 0-2 team than most of them out there.
Yeah.
On it. All right, so yeah, because I'm not buying the Bears magic. I don't
No,
care.
not at all.
All right, here's probably the early game of the day to watch on it. We got the Bills at Buffalo, Bill Mafia on there. They're a 2-point favorite over the Rams. Rams are in their second in a row. Did they stay out east all week on there? Rams' running game is banged up. Bills seem to be healthy on there. I'm going to, I know the Rams are 2-0 on that one. So is the Bills. I like the Bills winning this one at home.
I'm with you. Buffalo at home. The Rams, to me, though they are improving from what we saw last year, I'm still not sold on that scenario. And like you said,
This would be a fun game to watch.
this should be a really fun game. And Buffalo being healthy and at home, I'm with you. I'm going to take Buffalo on this one.
All right, we got the Cleveland's at home on there. Also 1 o'clock, they're a 7-point favorite over the Washington football team. Washington's defense is actually pretty decent. Their offense is terrible on there. Browns, again, only way for the Browns to keep winning is keep running. So give me a steady dose of Chubb and Hunt.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's a great feel-good story with Rivera and the Washington football team and all that stuff over there, but definitely I'm feeling Cleveland on this one.
All right, here's an interesting one. Titans are 2-0. They're a 2.5-point favorite against the Vikings at home. Vikings are at home on there. How bad are the Vikings on there? They're 2 on there. They've looked terrible on there. This may be do or die for them right off the bat on there. If they run the ball, I think they can win on this one. I'm going to go Vikings on this.
Oh.
I'm going to say this is my dog pick of the
Yeah, that dog.
Are they going to bite me for a third fucking time?
Yeah, that dog's going to bite you. I can't see Minnesota. They just seem like a total debacle. And at least Tennessee's got some halfway decent coaching going on over there. I'm going to take Tennessee in this one. I'm sorry, Moose. I can't do it.
All righty. All right, we got 1 o'clock game and Foxborough. The Patriots are 5.5-point favorite against the Raiders. Raiders had a nice win on there last week, but again, West Coast team going east. Patriots had a rough loss there on there. I like the Patriots winning this one under. I think Belichick's at least going to double cover Waller.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I fully expect John Gruden to outsmart himself, trying to be the smartest guy in the room with Belichick across the field from him. And the way Belichick is masterfully kind of moving his team around, no matter who he's got. I'm kind of with you on that. I mean, Raiders look good against the Saints, but I'm still not sold on the Raiders, man.
Okay, so
I don't know why, but I'm just not.
Here's a game on there that should be interesting. The 49ers are going on the road there at 1 o'clock. They're a 4-point favorite against the Giants. I don't care how banged up the 49ers are. I still think they're going to win.
Yeah, I mean, that
because
just shows
the Giants are terrible.
the Giants are that bad. I
Yes.
mean, that's really what it boils down to, is the Giants are that bad, even with all those injuries. I'm kind of with you.
Plus, they got better coaching.
Yeah. I'm with you. I'm kind of reluctant, but I am definitely with you on that.
All right. Also, 1 o'clock game. We got the Eagles. Eagles are 0-2. They're a 6-point favorite against the Bengals. Eagles are at home on this one. I got the Eagles winning this one. I think because I don't think much of the Bengals defense-wise on there, but Burrow should have a pretty good game because the Eagles can't. I mean, their secondary is not that great except for Slade, and even
Right.
then he's
Right. Well,
Okay.
I expect this game to be a little bit better than maybe some others do, but I don't know. Like I said, I don't think Cincinnati's got a recipe for Burrows at this point, and that ultimately is going to be what gets them. I think it'll be a pretty close game. I'll take Cincinnati too.
All right, we got the last 1 o'clock game is in Pittsburgh. The Steelers are a 4-point favorite against the Texans. Texans are 0-2. Pittsburgh is 2-0.
Ooh.
Does Bill O'Brien, the general manager, fire Bill O'Brien, the coach, after going 0-3? Because I got Pittsburgh winning.
Yeah, I'm with you. I got Pittsburgh winning this one too, and he should. I mean, I would.
Or should the ownership should fire both the coach and the general manager?
The owner should fire himself for letting that guy do both jobs.
Because he's terrible at it.
It's not. He's a decent coach, but he's a shitty GM.
He's as much as we bitch about Bob Quinn, Bill O'Brien makes Bob Quinn look like
I'm telling you.
All right, we got the 4 o'clock game on there. We got the Colts at home against the Jets. They are 10.5-point favorite. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Who to start? Everybody on the Colts on there. Jonathan Taylor is going to have probably 3,000 yards rushing in one game.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, no, even with the wet noodle that is Rivers' arm these days.
A lot of slants, a lot of screenplays.
He's going to look like an all-pro playing against the Jets.
Yes. All right. The Chargers are at home on their luxurious $5 billion stadium that they share with the Rams. They're a 6.5-point favorite against the Panthers. Yeah. I mean, again, no Chris McCaffrey. I don't see the Panthers going to L.A. and beating the Bolts.
And that's the big thing for me is the McCaffrey situation. I mean, if they have that, at least they stand a chance. But without McCaffrey, they got nothing going for them. So, yes, bust out my favorite powder blue jerseys. I'm going to be watching the Colts
baby blues,
spank that ass.
Powder blues.
Yeah.
The greatest jersey in the NFL
Absolutely.
history.
Absolutely.
All right, Bucks are on the road. They're in Denver at 4:25 p.m. They're a 6-point favorite against the Broncos. Broncos got no quarterback, no line, no pass rush, and no receivers out there.
They've got nothing. You get nothing. You have nothing.
I got the Bucks winning this one.
Yeah, I do too. The Tom Brady redemption tour continues after that, whatever you call that shit in week 1. And, I expect a full recovery against the Broncos, who have injury issues of their own. So,
here's an interesting game on here, also at 4:25 in Seattle. Of course, there's no fans, so you don't get the 12th man. The Seahawks are a 4.5-point favorite against the Cowboys. Cowboys think they're going to be able to come back against this team? No, because again, Russell let Russ be Russ.
Yes, if they continue to.
Again, they let freaking Matty Ice put up 39. Imagine what Russell Wilson's going to do at home.
That's what I'm saying. If you let Russ be Russ, I just don't see how Dallas gets by Seattle. I really like Seattle, man, this year. I just think they got the way the divisions lined up and what they got going on. So I think I'm gonna be picking them a lot more than not this year, no matter who they're playing. And I expect them to. I expect them to win this.
All right, for the last of the afternoon games, 4:25 in Arizona, the Cardinals are a 5.5-point favorite against the Lions. Yes, and guess what? I am starting all my Cardinals that I have on my team.
Oh, dude, absolutely. We say this.
I will win again this week. Why? Because I got Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins going against that Lions defense.
Well, and it seems like we're talking about it every week, every season for the last 10 fucking years, Moose. If you're playing against the Lions, just start all your guys in the world of fantasy. Miami's stretched out to a 6-point lead, which means nothing.
They had a wide open 3 and they climbed it.
Yep.
There was nobody on him.
Ooh, nice block. He traveled before that anyway. But needs to go in the half.
So we got Sunday night. We got in New Orleans. The Saints are a 3.5-point favorite against the Packers on this one. I got the Packers winning this one. I'm not. Again, Drew Brees without Michael Thomas on there, I'm not buying it. And again, the way the Packers, especially offense-wise, have played the first 2 games, yeah. Aaron Jones has been running the ball on wise with it, and the way Aaron Rodgers looked the first 2 weeks, yeah.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you, but I'm going to go the other way on this one. I just think that at some point in time, Drew, this thing's going to start kicking in. And I think that, it'll find its level. I don't know if it'll be this week, but I'm gonna go with the old gut feeling, and I'm gonna take New Orleans in this game. I think this will be a really good game actually, and could come down to the wire. And what's the under on this game?
I don't.
Because I'm willing to bet that maybe the over might be something to consider. I'm just saying.
I put it on my spreadsheet. So.
Oh, you have a spreadsheet, do you now?
I don't have the over-under.
You don't have the over-under on
No.
there. Oh, that's interesting. So I'm just curious. But I expect that one to be I expect New Orleans to have more offense going on there, and I expect this to be a more entertaining game as far as points and offensive output and just general competitiveness. But I like I said, just more of a gut feeling than anything with Seattle or with New Orleans over Green Bay.
And then Monday night, the game could be the game of the year
Yeah.
in Baltimore.
Yes.
The Baltimore Ravens are a 3.5-point favorite against the Chiefs.
Yeah.
This is going to be a tight one. I don't know what on this. This is. Chiefs have not looked like the Chiefs yet on there.
Right.
And the Baltimore's looked really good. Their defense is kind of over aggressive on their one. And I think that plays into Mahomes' hands on there. I'm going to go
agree.
with Chiefs.
Yep. I just think though we haven't seen it mainly because and they're still winning. That's the key to all this.
Yes.
You've not seen the Chiefs be the Chiefs, and they're still winning. So they're ultimately going to be the Chiefs again. And if they're going to do it, it needs to be this week. Because, once again, this is going to be the game of the year thus far and potential to be the game of the year straight up. So, once again, another game I expect to have, once the early things are worked out, I expect this to be a very entertaining, close game. Who knows, they might even get some extra time in.
Yes.
I'm going to take KC, though.
Yeah. Can't argue with that one. I mean, again, because I agreed. So, again, we only had a couple that we disagreed with on there for the most part, again, on there. So we'll see what happens here. I don't think Scrappy took a dog.
Probably not.
No.
The Saints are a favorite?
It's 8.5-point favorite.
Okay.
And the only two dogs I've got are the Packers and the Vikings.
All right.
So we'll see what happens. Either I'm going to go hopefully 14-2 and Scrappy will be 16-0, which will be fine, or I'll go 16-0 and Scrappy will be 14-2, which will be fine.
Which would be fine.
That's right.
It would be nice.
Because we both win.
Well, it's one of those things that, like, our picks are not, I mean, it is what it is, and it's hard to pick games, and it's exceptionally hard if you're playing against the spread, so we don't even play that game. Jeez, Moose, we'd be getting killed out there. But, yeah, I kind of went chalk this week just because I feel like, in this early stage, this is how it is. I don't expect, now the upsets will be coming. I think once you get into week 5,
when guys get tape on each other, you'll start seeing.
Then I think you'll start seeing more and more upsets, but not a whole lot of dogs out there, in my opinion, right now. Did they get to halftime on the game?
I don't know.
The NBA.
They might be a timeout break
because there's only like a minute to go, so
they could halftime.
It could be pretty close there. So guys, I haven't had a chance, really. It's been super, super crazy, but a couple of things I figure I'll address here. It's been nuts. We had a death in the family. So my mother-in-law passed, and we're working on some other family issues. So the BCU podcast has not been going on for the last 2 or 3 weeks. You've only seen me here at this show because I need some kind of escape. But and I haven't had time. But the BCU podcast is returning this Sunday. We are back in action and back to normal. So make sure you tell your friends what's going on. 7 p.m. Eastern time here on Studio 57 Radio. We've got we're wrapping up our dealings with Legends or Champions belts, and we'll give you the final story on that. Plus, we dealt we did some recon with a known scammer, and not only did we deal with this known scammer, we got a free belt from him. What? Oh, yes. We will tell you that story and get that set up, too. So lots of cool stuff for the BCU podcast this Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time on Studio 57 Radio with yours truly. It is... The summer is winding down and the fall is kicking in a little bit here in the D. But damn, Moose, it was a warm day today, and we get another one tomorrow.
Yeah, we get a couple nice days. We have a pretty decent weekend lined up as well. So, again, if you're up here in the Midwest and that, and get to enjoy the weather and that, do so, man. Again, if you get a chance on there, go, get some fall golf in. Especially, again, I can't get into the college football in there because, dude, the games that are going on are garbage.
It is, and it's just a debacle. It's been a mess the way that's been handled from Jump Street, and we're gonna get more into that as we go, guys. I know you've been asking about the NCAA, what we think, and all this. We told you what we thought about them even playing. So we're going to let this play out for a few weeks. And we've got great NBA action. We've got great NHL playoffs.
Oh, wow. Look, another game canceled because of COVID.
Right.
North Texas, Houston.
I was about to say, that's what we're going to be reporting here. That's what we're going to be talking about. Notre Dame.
Fourth different opening game opponent for Houston, unable to play.
Fourth.
For
just the opening day.
Basically Houston.
For one team.
Right.
This is never going to work. This is never, ever going to work. We're at halftime here. The 50-44 Heat with a 6-point lead, which means nothing in this league anymore.
No.
But, no, as far as the NCAA is concerned, we're going to get into it. We're going to let this play out. And then we're going to go, y'all can come in here, and that gave us heat about our fucking take about the Big Ten shouldn't be playing and that they're the only ones that know what the fuck they're doing and all this other shit, dude. I welcome it. That's why we have the text line. That's why we have the show and the social media. I want you to burn us if you think we're fucking wrong. But, dude, I'm telling you. I'm telling you right now. Keep watching them tickers. Keep watching them tickers. When that NCAA comes up on them tickers and all the news is about COVID outbreaks, teams that can't play, forfeitures, campuses closing, you're going to see that's what you're going to see on there. And that's when we're going to come back and we're going to talk about it and say, guess what? We don't need to fucking talk about college football because they never should have had it in the first goddamn place.
Right.
And so, like I said, we'll address it as we go. But right now, there's been, the NBA did it right, and they got some good ass basketball being played right now. The NFL is kicked into high gear, and the MLB is this far away from getting into their bubble. And you're telling me that playoff baseball isn't interesting to you over this horse shit of a fucking college football schedule? I mean, come on now. Even when the Big Ten kicks in, ain't going to be all that. I'm sorry. It just ain't. It just isn't. Okay.
5-1 Tampa over Dallas at the end of the second period.
Wow. Well, and I love Tampa to win another Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
I mean, that team is just... I hope Stevie Y can do some of that shit to us.
Let's hope so.
I mean... Because
then again, if we don't get screwed by freaking Bettman, in the lottery draft.
Well, why in the fuck, in this day and age, a sport uses the lottery? I don't fucking know. That shit.
And give the first pick to a team that made the playoffs.
The lottery is fucking stupid. I'm sorry.
I agree.
It's the dumbest
Football
fucking
doesn't
thing.
do it. Baseball doesn't do it.
It is worse than like the Electoral College. It's fucking dumb. It makes no sense. The worst team gets the best pick. The best team gets the worst pick. That way you have parity. It's super simple. And if you don't get parity from doing that, it's because those teams have inept ownership or management, like the Lions, like the Bengals, like the Browns,
Like the Knicks.
like the Knicks, like the Pistons.
So.
But see, but when you go to the Knicks and the Pistons, they have the stupid draft lottery. So you go to sports that don't have a dumbass lottery, and you look at how all of a sudden they have parity in their league.
Yep.
It's fucking that simple.
It's the easiest way to get a bad team to become a decent team and so forth with it. Of course,
You-
if you have okay management. If you
You-
have great management, then no brainer.
You need to have major injury and then have basically in-house front office tanking to get any kind of parity.
Right.
And then it's only limited to the teams that do it. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't work. The draft lottery, it sucks. Now, you look at the NHL, and once you get the teams in the playoffs, you seem to see more parity within the playoffs. But I just think that's a testament to how close these teams really are to each other
Right.
when they get to when you get to those top 16 teams.
I mean,
or
again,
whatever.
the sport. I mean, especially like basketball, where again you have a major impact can be had by having the number one pick overall because you only got 12 guys on your team
Right.
on there. So also, I'm gonna give a huge shout out to Bryson DeChambeau, your USGA U.S. Open champion for 2020. Rip it and
nice.
rip it. Only hit 2 fairways on the final 18, yet he shoots a 300 par. Why? Because he hits 350 yards. Doesn't matter if he's in the rough or not. I'm using a wedge to get up on the green.
It's amazing. Well, and didn't you get a couple hole-in-ones this week, too?
Well, he got an eagle on the 9th hole on Sunday, which pretty much sealed the deal.
Right.
And he's the only guy to finish under par. Which I think the last time was when Tiger Woods won in 2000, when he was the only guy to hit under par.
Amazing. Absolutely fucking
Grip
amazing.
it and rip it, baby.
Grip it and rip it. Oh, man. So, like I said, plenty of good-ass sports to get into. So, like, to me, college football is probably the one that's going to wane the most because it's not going to be that good anyway, right? So, you know, even if these cats can stay healthy by some stretch of the imagination, which I don't know how they're going to do that. Well, this thing is just reacting like shit. What is it going now? What in the fuck is this thing doing? I'm getting angry.
Don't get angry.
Okay. Now go down to here as I play with the technology here. What the fuck?
It's not responding. It doesn't like you today.
It doesn't.
Bastards.
Fucking cock monkey fucking dick pickle. I don't know what the hell any of that means, but I said it anyway. Jesus. Come on, you turd bagging motherfucker. We got this the projector and we use it to put the game on, as you can see when we do the watch it with us stuff. But I'm trying to get it to open up other fucking files. God damn, since they're in halftime, and a fucking thing was making me want to break.
So yeah,
something.
I mean, again, as we said, we lose Gail Sayers, who is Hall of Famer, Chicago Bear. Barry before Barry, last player to score 6 touchdowns in one game.
That's amazing.
And then Animal of
Yep.
the Road Warriors, Joe Laurinaitis, at the age of 60 in that. So
I loved me some Joe Laurinaitis. And,
love the Road Warriors. They were my favorite.
Absolutely.
I'm like, oh my god, if they didn't want to lose, they weren't going to ever lose it.
I know. I'm telling
they
you.
were just monsters.
There was that one WrestleMania where they came out and Hawk was just hammered and they couldn't even fucking perform, and that was that was the only like real sad moment and then that's when the team fell apart and it all became a total debacle. And Hawk tried to like go to like another territory and bring in another guy and do the same gimmick, and Joe Laurinaitis is like all bent out of shape. And of course WWE tried to do a new Legion of Doom and bring in another guy, and that didn't work out, and it was just a fucking mess after that. So yeah, I'm with you. One of my favorites ever. The whole What a Rush tagline and those spiked fucking shoulder pads was the fucking shit.
Inverted mohawk.
Yeah, I mean, it was just everything that was going on there, and that was just that was good stuff. That was good stuff. But anyway, all right, guys, another one in the books. We'll be back here next week, same bat time, same bat channel, doing more of this debacle-y fucking nonsense we call a podcast. And remember, this isn't the kids show, so tell your friends, but hang out and feel free to throw some F-bombs with us as we wander our way through sports. Thanks for Mike, Kevin, Beer Can Dan, all you unnamed texters, Jason, everybody that got it on the social media. We appreciate your YouTube channel, Studio 57 Radio. Hit subscribe, hit the little bell there. You don't miss anything. You'll catch everything we got rolling on here. And we're available everywhere. Spreaker, Stitcher, TuneIn, YouTube, Facebook, Studio57Radio.com. We'll be back here next week. See you Sunday, 7 p.m., guys. So if you want to see my ugly mug before Wednesday, Sunday is your next shot. And we will put the scammers on the spot with the BDU podcast. So, guys, like we always, and you should always do, be good to each other. And we'll see y'all next week. Love you guys.
Peace out, brothers.
Peace.
You're listening to Studio 57 Radio, your home for underground hip-hop, rap, and R&B. Studio 57 Radio.